I'd like to calmly explain the change of focus that I will be doing there on my YouTube channel. I lost I lost a subscriber. I think it went from 38 to 37. Strange that I have so many views, so few subscribers, and so few comments. It says a lot about you actually as a species, and what levels of reality that you are ready for. I want to focus 1 month away from vlogs that are ecocentric related. Of course, ecocentric includes your failed proto-civilizations. I wanted to say, though, that a part of the patterns and relationships between the events that I am studying in relation to Ukraine and World War III that has started are hopeful. It could lead to a future with a potential change. So in about a month, I will have, a few days after Earth Day, reassessed whether I could say that HSD may have gone down. It's now 99.83 of your brains are counterproductive, and therefore cannot save yourselves. But it may be that there is a future path that I'm picking up patterns about, and it is related to collaborations and cooperation, and it is related to patience and strategy in doing so, and it is related to learning every day how to readjust these, and it is related to incorporating many different types of specialties and organizations, and it is related to patience. It is also related to compassion for the Russian people. Not just because you don't want to trigger either their elites or their common folks over there in very impulsive, defensive, or aggressive ways. It is also because it would be nice to start ending cycles of war by not creating people with feelings that will never be forgotten or forgiven for generations, because then it just leads to more of this. I'm disappointed in the part of increasing military funding because it is not necessary with the right collaborations. And when this is over, what should be done by all collaborations of winners or losers, if you want to use those terms, but it'd be more like learners to not repeat anything, because technically World War III should not be survived by your species. If it is, then it was pure luck in part, but also just a combination of decisions by people that have not acted impulsively to escalate things in ways that a lot of the older leaders would, through custom or through old traditions, act in the wrong ways, not considering that more of the younger politicians should be empowered and encouraged in more nations of the world. Right now, I'd like to praise Trudeau. It's the first time I do something like praising a politician or him, who I still consider fairly immature for his age, but still not less than the average Canadian, for example. But I have noticed in the last few months that something's different about him, and I don't know what caused it, and I'm not going to try to find out, and I don't know if I'll ever find out, and that's okay. But I know that whatever is different in his life, whatever kind of supporting guidance he's getting, because it's impossible that it's entirely him creating such a change within himself, within such a toxic systems of politics. It must be that he's surrounded by either some of the same or some new people that have also been going towards a shift of long-term thinking, let's say, or altruistic thinking. So I would like to recommend to all nations at this time, the international community, to not try to shift any of your borders in any direction. I would like to recommend you don't support increasing your militaries, because with the right collaborations and cooperations, you again have enough weapons and deterrence for the aggressors at this time, because collaborations of good people who say that's not acceptable will always be, in their numbers, more powerful than the biggest stick in the world. The other thing is, and this definitely is for Canada as well, is any governments at this critical time of history that are doing fine, that are part of this collaboration in a productive way, that are not disruptive, that are not totally incompetent, and I do not think that there is incompetence in this ways in Canada right now. Well, none of these countries and the people that create the democracies, the masses in these nations, should disturb the governments. They should even consider extending it if they are within their cycles of democracy to go through elections. Even international organizations who have failed, but who now also are showing signs of a shift